Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Lavendaire. Today I'm going to talk about my September favorites, and before I go into it, yes, my hair is a different color. It's a little bit more blue than the last time you saw me. I actually got really inspired to do like a silvery teal color, but I don't have green, I just have blue, so I thought that it would, work out, but it didn't. It came out more blue than I thought. Totally fine. This is why I don't make videos on how to do hair color, because it really is just like an experiment and an art project, and whatever happens happens. I don't really try too hard. I don't like to be too perfect about it. Anyway, let's talk about September. I do want to make a quick shout out to myself. I do want to highlight basically the videos that I did last week, which were the first episodes to my Artist of Life series. If you guys haven't seen it yet, I basically interviewed my photographer friend Karen. She is super awesome, such a cool chick, so inspiring, and we talked about her journey to becoming a fashion photographer, and it's just really good stuff. I worked so hard on those two videos. Please watch them. And if you like them, please share them, because I literally spent like so much of my heart and soul into this series, and there's gonna be many more episodes where I'm gonna interview different inspiring people that I know personally, and just hopefully in the future people that I meet. Honestly, the series has been something I've been dreaming up for like over a year. I was just like too scared to go forth to actually create it, but I got over those fears and I put this huge project together. I worked with a team where I had like videographers and someone do audio, and I mean, the whole shebang. It's basically content on another level, just higher quality, a larger production that I'm normally comfortable with, and I'm so proud of it. So watch it, and yeah. So this past month was cool because I took some time to try out some new things that I thought would be fun. So first off, I got ClassPass for a month, and through ClassPass I took a sunset paddleboard yoga class where we swam out to the ocean on a paddleboard and did yoga. And it was like a windy day in Newport Beach, and we were like, the paddleboard is moving and you're trying to hold a yoga pose. It was quite challenging, but more so it was like terrifying because I just was scared to like fall off the board into the water. Even though that's not like life or death, I was just like scared. It got me on my toes, but it was a very fun and exciting, beautiful experience, especially at the end when you're doing Shavasana. You're like laying down and the paddleboard's like just lightly waving on the ocean, and just all around you see just water. Such a great experience. So that was really cool. And then another class that I did through ClassPass was aerial silks, and I went with my cousin Donna. And aerial silks is just something that I've been wanting to try for a long time, just because it looks so pretty. But when I went to the class, I realized how much upper body strength you need to do that kind of activity, and I am so weak on my upper body, and it was quite a challenge, but it was really fun. And I think when you're trying new things like this that are pretty challenging and just different than what you're normally used to, it's like really rewarding to be able to do something new. Like just learning the simple new moves, like how to climb up the fabric or how to twist yourself into different poses, was really like, once I did it, I was like, wow, I did that. It took me like, the lesson was only an hour, and I think we learned like 3 or 4 different tricks with the aerial silks, and I felt like in an hour, that's like a lot of new things that you can learn. So that just inspired me to like try more new things like this, because you can really learn a lot in a short amount of time. Another fun activity I did this month that was not part of ClassPass, but just with my cousin, we went to a studio to take swing dancing lessons. So I love dancing, but I've never taken classes for like partner dancing, couple dancing. I've always done like solo stuff like hip hop or jazz or modern. But yeah, just taking a swing dance class was something I've always wanted to do, and I we stayed there after the swing dance class and we watched other people take classes, and then there was like a free tango class, Argentinian tango. So I learned swing dance and Argentinian tango basics in one night, and it was just like a fun time. I love to dance and I love to explore all these other types of dance, and I think, I don't know, I just love it. It makes me happy to move my body in that way. So if you guys are interested in trying like active classes, then yeah, I'd recommend trying ClassPass for a month. They have like a deal where it's like $19 for a month. You can take 5 classes, and that's really, really cheap considering like one class to go to like paddleboard yoga might be 20 bucks. Another favorite experience that I had this past month is I had the opportunity to speak on a panel at this marketing conference that was held in Microsoft in LA, and that was something that was totally outside of my comfort zone, but I like pushed myself to do it because I knew that it would help me grow. And even though I was like really terrified of going up there to speak on a panel with all these like corporate marketing, digital, social media people, I feel like the fact that I did it really helped me grow, and it helped me become more confident, and it just like I met a lot of people. It helped me in so many ways. So I made a podcast episode specifically on this experience and also on like the other little ways that I pushed myself outside of my comfort zone this past month. If you guys want to listen to that episode, I'll put the link in the description below, but it's basically episode 19, Growth Happens Outside of Your Comfort Zone. And for those of you who have no idea, like I have a podcast. It's called The Lavendaire Lifestyle. So it's on iTunes, or you can listen to it on my blog or on SoundCloud. Everything will be in the info box. Next up, my favorite book that I read this past month is called Nobody Wants to Read Your Shit by Steven Pressfield. I am a huge fan of Steven Pressfield. He wrote a couple of my favorite books. The first one was The War of Art, and another one is Turning Pro, and both of those are like the Bible for creative people like myself. I feel like if you're an artist or you're pursuing a creative path, you have to check out those 2 books. And also this new book that he came out with, Nobody Wants to Read Your Shit, is about writing, and it's very concise. He's a very like straight talker. Steven Pressfield has worked in so many industries as a writer. He's written novels, he's written nonfiction, Hollywood scripts, advertising, copywriting. So he's understood writing in all these different industries, and his book is just about how to write in a way where people want to read your shit, because the truth is nobody wants to read your shit. You have to make it easy for people to digest your information, and it's all about, you know, how to craft a good story, because people don't realize for movies or novels it's so important to understand how to craft like a story arc and understand that you have to put all these certain pieces into it to make the story feel right. And it's not necessarily a formula, but it's like kind of a guideline. So I think for me, I'm always like fascinated on how to improve my work, how to improve my craft in making videos and writing, and also like my upcoming huge project that I'm planning to like dive into is to write my first book. So as I'm like starting to write that book, I'm so happy that I read this book at a great time, because it really gave like a foundation for what I need to be considering as I'm writing my book. Next up, I have a ton of favorites in music because it's fall and I started a completely new playlist. My fall 2016 playlist is on Spotify. You can follow it in the description below. I realized that I never made my summer playlist public, and I just like made it public now. So I went through a whole season without publishing that playlist. Anyway, my fall playlist is up, and it's like a different vibe than my previous playlist because I just put more like R&B and soul, like Frank Ocean, Chance the Rapper, and I mean I have a lot of favorite artists that came out with new music on that playlist. So like Banks came out with a new album. There's new music by The Weeknd, Louis the Child, and Chainsmokers have a new song. But for now, I'm gonna share just 3 of my absolute favorite songs of the moment. The first one is Aluna George, Not Above Love. I love Aluna George ever since like 2012-ish, like before they even came out with their album. I saw them twice at Coachella. Like, she is the best. I love them so much, and I just love to hear how their sound has evolved. And I always thought that their kind of pop is the kind of pop that should be on the radio. And yeah, they did have a few hits on the radios, but only remixes, like the DJ Snake remix and like their collaborations with Zoo. But I feel like this song just makes me so happy. You guys listen to it. It's like the beat is just so fun, and it just makes you want to bounce. And like, I just hope that this album is where their singles will actually get on the radio, because I think they deserve that. My next favorite is the song Lifted by CL. And for those of you who don't know who CL is, she is a Korean rapper. She's a badass chick. And I'm so happy that she's debuting in the American markets. Basically, CL is in the right hands. I mean, her manager is Scooter Braun, who does Justin Bieber, Ariana Grande, Carly Rae Jepsen. So she's just about to make waves. And it just makes me so excited. Not only because I think the song is so great, the song is fun, the beat's good, you want to dance to it, you feel so powerful listening to it. But it's just the fact that I'm just so proud as an Asian American that we have more Asian faces in mainstream media, especially in music, where we don't really have too many of those. And even though CL's not Asian American, like she's from Korea, I still think it will do great things, because she is like so strong, and it will help defy those old stereotypes of like submissive Asian females. You know, I feel like that stigma is still out there, and I feel like the more like bold, creative, badass chicks that we have out there, it's like girl power. And I've always been like a fan of Spice Girls since I was young. I grew up with girl power, so this has Asian girl power written all over it. So CL Lifted. And my third favorite song that's been on repeat is on the softer side. It's called 10 Goodbyes by Tim Atlas. And I stumbled upon Tim Atlas because I was like watching The Voice videos, and I saw Tim's face, and I was like, I know that face. So Tim was actually like someone that I watched on YouTube because he was in a band called April Chase, and he dated another YouTuber that I used to love, and I mean I still love her, Jenny Suk. So yeah, it's just funny because it's like he was a face that I always saw. I never really listened to his music per se, but I noticed that I saw a familiar face on The Voice, so I decided to look him up on Spotify, and he has like a new album. He has some great songs, but 10 Goodbyes specifically, when I first heard it, I was like, this guy knows what he's doing. He understands music, and his sound in this song is more like a Jason Mraz, a young Jason Mraz, and it's really the melody that got me. I love when a guy can go from like the chest voice to the head voice, and it's just like really pretty, the way that melody has like such a wide range. So it's a pretty song, really fun to sing to. Check it out if you want something like nice and acoustic sounding. And there it is. That's all I have for my September favorites video. No physical products to show you guys this month, because even though I did try some new things, nothing was like a favorite. You know, as usual, it's the music and the content that inspires me the most. They always end up on my favorites. But yeah, let me know what you guys have liked this past month. I'd love to know your favorites. If you have like recommendations for books and movies and music, send them my way. I will see you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching. Love you all. Bye.